that should be enough. I'm sure you realize now that you are not human. There must have been an important promise that could only be kept in that guise. That must have been your reason for living. Whether it's worth losing that or not, I ask that you give it serious thought.
An important promise. My reason for living?
Now, it seems the tumult of trials is about to begin. In which case, I bid you good luck.
I closed the compendium in my hand. That must have been what she used to change her image to normal. And the worn pages rustle as they meet. By the time it shuts, I'm already far away from the girl. In my absence, the illusion is again in place, giving her appearance of a human once more. She may consider what happened to be a daydream. That is quite all right. My intention was to give her an opportunity to awaken to the truth. What she eventually decides is up to her. But that aside, there's something else on my mind. The girl I fought looked human, but wasn't. It is rare for even one, such as I, with an unimaginably long lifespan to meet someone like her. Yet, she is the second such person I have known. The other was also a guest of mine once. She too resembled a human girl. I can sense her power somewhere here as well. Most likely, she's here for reasons having to do with the girl I met.
What an intriguing event. More so than I had first imagined.
What's up with that hat, though? Why even wear a hat? How does it stay on her head?
Please do watch your step. My attack lands your frozen now. My teeth lands your shock. Here is some electricity. Here is some electricity. Impressive. Is this the extent of your step? Lands your frozen now. You were seeing. Time is time. What a blunt, I see. What a blunt pitch.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that super move I tried? I tried to do the death move, but something happened. I don't even know what it was. Alright, after I finish fighting her, I'm just gonna move forward to the end, because this is about what I expected.
Of your strength. Here is some freeze. Rebel! Firing! Athena! Rebel! Evaded! No! Here is some damage! Volley! But when this moment forth, I will give it my all. Anti-air!
What was that supposed to do? When an opponent is attacking. Okay.
So this is your proof of
Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place exists between dreams.
I wish you good luck.
Final. Fight!
better start using some different stuff.
I will give it my all.
Come on. It's because she doesn't attack physically. All she does is shoot shit from her hands. And it makes it hard to goad her into a death attack. Whatever. I got more power than she does, so if you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna spam the shit out of this girl, and it's not gonna be very pretty.
I wish you good luck.
It doesn't matter. Weird. Alright. Done. Okay, here we go.
You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you.
Huh?
That is that teddy bear imposter. The student council president is here too. It seems the false teddy bear's tone is much harsher than before. Has he been meeting with difficulties lately?
When I look again at what's going on inside the room, a sinister aura swirls around Teddy. A surprising transformation occurs. His silhouette reforms into a shapeless lump, which resolves into a figure, the figure of the council president girl.
The true self. Goodness, that false teddy bear was actually the girl's shadow. I see. It's true that suffering to this degree could cause a shadow to go berserk and affect its surroundings.
The girl's true appearance has already been exposed. It seems she finally was able to face her original nature. Surprisingly, the enemy forcing the illusion upon her was her other self. I'm glad that she has awakened to her true self, but this is a shocking and drastic turn of events.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel.
Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault.
That's not true.
You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through.
Might I point out that Labrys's shadow doesn't have her accent?
You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand.
That ain't true.
It's all right, though. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll take care of everything from here. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did.
Please stop! That's all a lie! You're not me!
Uh-oh.
Finally! You finally said it! I'm finally free! Yes! The power!
I can't organize in my mind what the hell that thing is supposed to look like. The shadow has gone berserk. At this point, I can no longer be stopped solely, or it can no longer be stopped solely by the original person. Worse, the shadow has more reason to keep its host alive. If this continues, but a third person storms into the scene just as I am about to intervene. It is a young man in a school uniform. For a moment, I am utterly captivated. what powerful fire he has in his eyes. Those gray eyes? Oh yeah, that's fire, alright. On the second look, I recognize his face from the video. As I recall, his name is Kingpin U. No, that's not right. Sister Complex U? No, that sounds even further from his actual name. Narukami? That's right, it's you,
I won't
Narukami.
let you hurt her anymore. If you're gonna keep rampaging, I'll fight you.
Fine! Then you'll be the first to die!
The Shadow's attack hurtles towards the young man. But he does not even flinch, taking a fighting stance after smoothly evading it. Seeing his heightened determination, I detect a distinct presence about him.
That young man is a Persona user, too.
Oh, and that's not all. This sensation is similar to when I encountered
Could
Aegis.
his powers be?
There's no doubt about it. It's the same as hers. He, too, is a Persona user whose awakened talent is that of the wild card. The Shadow launches its next attack at the young man. The battle axe it brandishes is a cluster of steel as long as she is tall. If he truly can wield those powers, he may be able to stop such an attack, but it's not a sure thing.
This opportunity cannot be missed.
This time, I enter the room and step between the two.
What? Pardon me as I interrupt this scene.
Who are you?
You! How? I set up walls so you couldn't pass through. How did you get here?
So you couldn't pass through? What is it referring to? Oh, could it mean those invisible walls I bumped into from time to time? I suppose, thinking back, I did run afoul of such things along the way. But a little push was all it took to pass through them, so I barely paid them any heed.
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
The Shadow and the young man both looked quite perplexed. Was what I said so shocking? Yeah, no, get stuffed is a little weird. I take the opportunity to step towards the young man and look him straight in the face.
Are you perhaps the sensei that Teddy Bear spoke of? Someone who has awakened to the power of the wild card through Velvet Room's guidance.
What? Wait, that blue outfit. Who are you?
I flash him a smile and turn my gaze towards the girl collapsed nearby. I believe he called her Labrys a moment ago.
I see. I feel that I have a good grasp on the situation now.
Then can't you tell you're in the way? Get out of here!
I cannot do that. I came to settle some business I had with you, the tournament's host.
What business?
To be blunt. What business was it?
How the hell should I know?
That was harsh.
It turns out that I do not care about such trifling details after all. My apologies. Please forget my mention of business. Actually, my search for a certain individual has unexpectedly concluded, so we're done here.
Who said we're done? That's it! I'll kill you where you stand!
Damn.
I wouldn't recommend it. If I may be so boastful, it would be a battle you stand no chance of winning.
What?
My words must have been so humiliating that the Shadow's face flushes red and it gropes for words. I ignore it in order to speak to the young man.
It's nice meeting you, by the way. I am Elizabeth. Would it ring a bell if I mentioned that I am the one who governs power?
You mean like Margaret?
Oh, do you know my older sister? I see, no wonder.
Stop ignoring me, bitch!
Nice. I shield the young man behind me as I turn towards the Shadow.
Please wait a moment. I must ask the one over there to leave this place before we resume.
It's you who's going to leave!
I was sure that I gave the proper warnings earlier. So it goes. Your fate is in the cards.
Final. Flight.
Now, how'd I get hit with the last minute?
Is this from this moment it's time to be judged? The devil! Please look above. What a blunder. Not impressive.
They're supposed to. How do you do that?
I'm in charge. Dumbass. Here is some left. Here is some left. Here is some left. Here is some left. Fortunately, you're frozen now. You were seized.
See, that's not fair. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that super move. She struck me then. What's supposed to happen? Am I supposed to push a button or something?
How could it end like this? It's all completely ruined.
This is me?
Excuse me, but may I leave the rest of this to you? I'm ashamed to say so, but delicate persuasion is not my forte.
I understand. I agree that you don't seem like you'd be too good at it.
What does that even mean? I agree that you don't seem to be too good at it. Young man walks towards Labrys, who is still at a loss for words, and I have yet to have a proper conversation with him, but I sense a certain trustworthiness in his strong
Miss
steps.
President, or actually Labrys.
What am I supposed to do?
I will tell you in my airy, airy voice. You should go and use the bathroom.
What difference does it make if I accept this? In the end, no one's gonna understand me anyway. Right?
We all understand you because we are your friends.
It's true that others won't be able to easily understand your pain. But are you gonna give up after just one try at showing them? One victory or loss doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't give up. That's what I think.
I shouldn't give up?
Who cares what you think?
No, you can do this. You're not alone anymore.
You have friends.
Hey, is this what you were talking about before?
I am also not human, but who you are is for you to decide. That is the power of potential that everyone holds. Even for a machine, I believe that still holds true.
You could have just said so when we first met.
I know, right?
Alas, I have always had some difficulty making myself understood.
Come on now. You should go to her.
Labrys faces her shadow once more through the urging of the young man.
I'm sorry I ignored you all this time. I was the one who left you all alone. No. You are me, after all. This is my persona.
She needs ventilation shafts for her boobs?
Congratulations.
Yeah, you did well.
Thanks.
There's no need to thank us. It was all you. Labrys!
There's no need to worry. She must have reached the limits of her stamina.
The limits of her stamina is... all she did was stand there while we did all the fighting. Whatever.
The strength that binds hearts together. No matter how many times I witness it, its beauty never fades. May I borrow some of your time?
Young man looks over his shoulder in surprise, but when our gaze crosses, he turns as if in understanding.
Are you a resident of the Velvet Room too?
Well, in a way, I have abandoned my duties at the moment in order to see through a desire of mine.
What did you want with me?
In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. But it is most likely not power used to fight. It is something else. I wish to understand what that is. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I don't really understand.
Put more bluntly, I wish for you to show me your potential.
Young man considers everything I said, but eventually sighs before responding.
I get it now.
You don't mind?
Would you back down if I said no? After what you said before, I don't think you'd back off that easy.
Touché.
I take a slightly defensive
There's no need to be
stance.
lenient. I invite you to approach this battle as if you intend to kill me.
I didn't think I could win any other way.
Thank you. Well then, here goes. Your fate is in the cards.
Finally! Fight!
You're frozen.
Go!
Here's the
Not enough. We're through. I'll show you man's potential.
Nice block.
She's so strong.
I see. You do indeed have great power.
Even while saying so, I am conflicted, and my expression clouds. Is it true that he was strong? Or it's true that he was strong. He expertly wields the power of the wild card. But thinking about it, that isn't what I wanted to learn. The power of the wild card doesn't stem from just one skill in a fight. His strength comes from his knowledge that he cannot avoid fight to gain his desire. That strength happens to manifest as power in battle. But what I want to learn has little to do with combat. Will I ever get closer to the root of the matter with this method? But even if I can find that I can't, I don't see it any other way. I have measured all types of strength, great and small, as the one who presides over power. I feel suddenly anxious.
Could it be that it's something I cannot understand?
I will never be able to understand, as one distant from the workings of human society. Oh, I said that wrong. Has it been impossible from the start for my wish to be fulfilled? I then noticed the sound of footsteps.
Hey, are you okay?
Sorry for the
Oh,
coughing.
shit. Dude, what happened to you?
Yukon, are you alright?
Yo, that dude saying shit is like the pinnacle of cuss words in this game.
Senpai, hang in there.
Seems that once the shadow who created this place was vanquished, the rules keeping everyone trapped were nullified. There must be friends he forms bonds with, but...
Yo!
Did you do this? What did you do to Senpai?
You're so mean, miss! This is going too far!
Who are you anyway? You better explain yourself!
If you did this with malign intent, we won't let you leave here so easily.
One more time.
What?
Please, that is enough. I've already witnessed your strength.
If this ends with my defeat, it doesn't count as me showing you my potential.
But
You shouldn't jump to conclusions. I thought I said this once today. What's important is that you don't give up after one try. You have to hang in there. My friends that I haven't seen in a while are all here. I can't just wave the white flag.
The moment the man makes his declaration, a mysterious presence fills the area. Thank goodness, I don't want to fight him again. The presence surges with power and creates a whirlpool of light around him. Within that light, the young man's determination and drive instantly rekindle.
what's that power?
Unlimited power! Is it the wild card he holds? I then notice the young man's friends are standing behind him in support, all of them fixing their gazes on me as I stand perplexed. The bond that they share in their very core is echoed in their eyes. I suddenly feel as if I'm confronting a fearsome giant.
I cannot believe I am seeing this.
Find myself starting to back off. My footsteps are unsteady as I go. A small dip in the floor behind me, no larger than a fingernail, throws me off balance. Surely I'm about to fall. But then unseen arms catch me.
Are you all right?
You're...
In contrast to my utter bewilderment, she wears a calm smile. When I turn back to the young man, the surge of power has already dissipated. I catch myself sighing in relief. Even when I review my long memory, I recall no occasion on which I had felt so overwhelmed before.
What was that just now? Do you happen to know what this power is?
I do not know the specifics, but
Aegis also turns her gaze towards you and his
that
friends.
must be the power of their bonds. The power that stems from not being alone.
Jesus, put that mayonnaise on thick.
I don't know why, but I feel like I understand when I'm watching them.
The power of not being alone. What I should be studying isn't just him, but all of them together. Not the strength of a person, but of people. That may be the lesson.
A lesson which this game does not highlight in the slightest.
It seems I am starting to find hope. Today's festivities made for quite a wonderful Grand Prix. Considering that there have been some gains, I should be going, if you'll all excuse me.
Get those gains, bro. I turn to make my exit.
Huh? Wait a sec, you haven't explained yourself yet! You haven't even told us your name!
It's Elizabeth!
Okay.
Hey! Get back here! What are you all happy for?
Who was she? Well, the odds are low that she was the mastermind behind this case.
Enough about her! Senpai's more important. We'll get you out of here in no time, so hang in there, Senpai. Teddy, get a stretcher ready.
Huh?
What are you standing around for? Move!
Guys, I'm not exactly critically injured, you know?
I think it's wonderful.
You're...
Seeing you surrounded by friends reminds me of a certain someone.
certain someone?
There is no need to worry, everyone. His wounds are not serious. He is merely exhausted.
Oh, thank goodness. Wait, who are you?
Anyway, I could have left by a shorter route, but I returned to the school's front gate and looked back at the school. The faces of the people I parted with a moment ago are called to mind. Amongst them is the young man's face. I only faced him briefly, yet I recall him with surprising
I'm
vividness.
sure that he will continue to increase his strength of heart. It is a given with so many friends. I am a little bit envious.
Well, don't worry. Once he goes to college and gets out of college and has a regular life, and children and a kid, or children and a wife, his friends will diminish surely, and then he won't have any power, and hopefully some young kids will be able to take over everything. Ha-ha! I turn the pages of the compendium and draw a magic circle in the air.
Well then, farewell.
I soundlessly pass through it and leave as if melting into the scenery. I close my eyes and my thoughts drift into the past.
Elizabeth? Elizabeth, are you listening? You seem lost in thought like that frequently of late. Could this mean that you finally began to be troubled over things like a normal person?
How scathing of you, as usual.
Believe me, sister, I am not as bad as you. What's the matter?
My dear sister, I want to tell you a fairy tale.
What's this about?
In our world, at the far reaches of the Sea of the Soul, there stands a large door. A soul which devoted itself to sealing that door slumbers there.
Why did it do such a thing?
That soul is risking itself to prevent those who have lost sight of life's brilliance from luring the world to self-destruction. It has become the guardian of the door, of the whole world, in fact.
That is a very sorrowful story.
My dear sister, do you think I can save that person?
I thought it was a fairy tale.
It may be impossible alone, but what if I joined forces to do it? This person's friends are capable of miracles at times.
This person you speak of, is it... I hope you're not planning to...
Oh, don't be silly, my dear sister. I told you, it was only a fairy tale.
To a certain degree, all of your stories are like fairy tales.
Uh-oh, I wonder what Elizabeth was talking about.
I don't know what's troubling you, but be sure that you don't neglect your duties.
When I open my eyes again, I am in the Sea of the Soul, a world where countless bright stars shine like a nebula.
Velvet, oh velvet.
Singing that stupid song again. I begin singing a song, but now that I'm here again, I feel a hint of loneliness. I smile inwardly at myself. What happened today was very fruitful for me, though it came with a certain realization. I still don't have anyone in the world outside the Velvet Room that I wish to form a bond with. My lack of a hunger for such things may have prevented me from understanding.
No, that's not quite right either.
Lack of hunger? That's not it. In truth, it was within my power, but I was turning my gaze away from it. After all, I didn't begin this journey only to find the means to defeat that monster. I thought by defeating it, I could see him again.
To think I was unconsciously afraid of something and keeping my distance from it. That is quite a surprise.
The mechanical girl, the young man today, my old guest, all had their own desires and resolve from the start. I should make myself just as resolved if I am to achieve my desire as well. I will face it unblinkingly and accept it. I will admit that the loneliness in me arose from leaving my old residence. The sick feeling of loneliness will surely torment me and cause me to grieve forever. If I harden my resolve to allow for embracing that pain, I'm certain that my yearning heart will yield great power. Bonds, the other half of being alive, along with death. Just as death gives life its shine, I'm sure loneliness will shed new light on the question of bonds. That is when I will obtain the power of bonds in the truest sense. Certainly, I will not achieve that miracle alone. Of course not.
Though I cannot defeat that monster now, I may in time gain the power to truly erase it.
He must have felt that hunger as well. That is why he tried to protect his bonds with his life, lending him into the universe. I smiled to myself again. As one who leads others, I have only now gained enlightenment about the true meaning of bonds. And at that moment, a single card drifts down before my eyes. Uh-oh. Somebody learned some shit.
Oh.
Hovering before me like a butterfly fluttering its wings is a card of the Fool. Uh-oh. It burst into pearls of light in my hand. Uh-oh, now she's the wild card?
I think the day would come where I would behold my own arcana and not that of a visitor's.
The Fool. It represents freedom, purity, possibility, and
the beginning of a journey. It may be that my journey has finally truly begun. The Fool, Well, I am aware that I still do foolish things.
I give a wry smile and look up. My gaze is fixed on what lies ahead. It is an enormous door that looms like a small mountain in the center of the void.
Please wait for me. One day I shall surely see my wish come true.
I briskly turn my heel away from the door. My walk begins.
Velvet, oh velvet.
My bright song will no longer have a mournful undertone. Sorry, I can't even read. Have mournful undertones.
My master has a large nose.
It's still a horrible song. I have yet to determine a sure path. There's no assurance that my wish will come true. Whether those I encounter today will truly share something with me isn't certain either. But I now have hope. And that is what lets me go on. This time, I can head towards the future I desire without losing my way. Alright guys, that was the end, and that's all I really care to play of the story mode. It's an interesting ending with, I'm glad I ended with her. It's a nice epiphany that she had that leads to her starting her own Persona type journey, huh? Do you think that'll ever turn into a Persona 5 or something like that? The latest Persona is going to come out soon, right? And everybody's been talking about it. Do you think that'll have Margaret in it whatsoever? Is she somehow going to be the whatchamacallit? The fool in the next story? Or is she going to be the fool in the next fighting game? Because I'm aware there's another one. So, we'll figure that out. Anyway, after this, I guess I'll just play some tournaments in like the regular fighting mode and stuff, the arcade mode. Move forward. I'm done with this story and I'm done reading so many damn things. Anyway, thanks for joining the story mode. And I'll check you guys on the next Dad's Free Time Let's Plays. Peace.